So I went skydiving yesterday, right? And I remember a core thing I realized when I was skydiving is that like I really am not afraid right now. And I was thinking about that because like skydiving is a really freaking scary experience, right? And I think a core realization that I had is just like I'm not afraid of dying at all. Something I really, colloquially say to my friends is that if I die, I die. And I think it's really funny because it really captures like how I think about things, right? It's just like if you killed me right now, I would be like perfectly fine with that. It's like, yes, in theory, like, oh, there's a lot of people I want to say goodbye to, but conceptually, I'm not like really, really opposed to dying right now. You have your intense years when you're a teenager, and then your 20s are also kind of like great for a little bit, but eventually, things just become very predictable. Your life kind of effectively ends by the time you're 30, and there's not much that happens like after that. So at this point, like I'm in my late 20s, I'm almost done the young professional part of my life. In fact, I would hardly consider myself to be a young professional anymore. But what I'm trying to say is there's not much left to live for, if that makes sense. And that's totally fine. But it kind of also means that I'm kind of liberated from this like desire to continue to live because like, if I die, I die, right? There's not much left, intense experiences left to be had, Like, I think the reason that when you're a teenager, everything is really freaking intense is because everything is like new to you, you know what I mean? You're just like constantly expanding the bounds of like your experiences. And I think that that's like what it creates magic in the adolescence experience. When you're an adult, you kind of mapped out the entirety of human emotion. There's not much left for you to experience. Honestly, there's only like downside from here because then like people are going to start dying around your life, and that's just going to suck a lot. And if I miss that, it's not the worst thing in the world. So I think more people should be okay with just dying, if that makes sense. Like there's no strong urge to continue to live after your like mid-20s, like you kind of run out the main character part of your life and you're kind of like relegated to a side character after that, and that's like totally okay. And I think like my realization on skydiving is just like I'm kind of like past that point at this point, and like anything that I have left to live for is like a gift, obviously, but I don't really need to live it, if that makes sense.